So guys, a video recap of what happened today. Alright, so as you can see here from my screen, NZD/USD, so as predicted, NZD/USD went to the upside. So we're about 50 pips in upside movement here on NZD/USD. So that was for the call out itself was a win, but we couldn't get any entry. We weren't actually like, I would say, triggered to start looking for buys on NZD/USD. Why? Because I could show you here. So yesterday I marked out this level, right? So this level and possibly one here were our main points of call for NZD/USD to start going to the upside. But then you can see that price did not tap into this level. So for the fact that price did not tap into this level, that means we are not going to be looking for any form of buys, because we need to tap into this as an area of support. So this is resistance here. Now we're broken resistance. We need to tap into this thing as support for us to say, okay, it's time to start buying, right, to the upside. But it didn't give us that, so we didn't buy. But then the direction was actually as predicted. The next one, GBP/AUD, same thing. So still went in our direction, prediction for a sell, but then it didn't tap into our level to tell us, to actually give us that go ahead, or that to start looking out for sales on the 1 hour time frame, right? And then going into tomorrow, let's see if there's any possibilities here. So let's see, right? So into tomorrow for GBP/AUD is one that we are going to look for buys, right? So price has come back into this area. So this an area of solid supports and is supportive and resistive. I would say this is a supportive level, right? So it's one of the playbooks I use when it comes to looking for potential trade reversal. So this is actually a reversal play here. So you can see price have come back into that level and we have that rejection. So a buy into these highs for GBP/AUD, it's on the radar, right? So for tomorrow we'll be looking at buys. So I'm going to save this here. And then another thing is for GBP/AUD and then NZD/USD, I'm actually not going to be trading these two pairs. Why? Because I looked at my broker on NT5 today during the London session to check out how like the spreads on GBP/AUD and also NZD/USD, and they actually had wide spreads. So the spreads are too wide for my liking, so I won't be trading those two pairs. So but I'm only going to give this point of call for GBP/AUD just for today. So from tomorrow I will be removing this entirely, and also NZD/USD. Okay, so and then moving forward here, GBP/JPY, this was a beautiful one, right? So this was a very beautiful buys. So just as we expected, as we analyzed. So we tapped into this level, and then you can see where we're, and I'm expecting JPY to come into this level like I marked out yesterday. But then the thing there is that we were not able to catch this whole move, right? So I'll just go ahead and explain why that was the case. Okay, so GJ, so you can see here I have this risk to reward 2 on this running trade, and this is about 1 to 19 risk to reward, right? But we're not able to cut this trade. Very beautiful setup, very beautiful entry, but we missed that, and I will explain why that happened in a moment. So for the trade that we actually participated in it. So I had one break even, and okay, I had one break even, one loss, and then one half loss here. So you can see that price actually moved. I was looking for buy from here, right? So because of the way my stop loss are being set, right? So I actually do have tight stop loss. Tight stop losses like what we have here, right? So and because of that, in these areas I actually got stopped out multiple times, right? So if I can go into details on that. So for my first trade, right, my first trade was actually around this area when price started to bust through this highs, right? So this resistance, so price bust through these highs, and now it came back into it to serve as support. So that's where I took my first entry. If I can go to the 5 minutes to show you the entry. So yeah, not there, here. So I think it was on this one. So as this is it. So as price there, my first entry came here. So as price dips into that level, came back above, dipped, rejected that level, rejected, and then it closed above, right? So these are an entry confirmation that I use. So once price closed above this, I entered for buy here, stop loss there, and then you can see that price actually moved in my direction 1 to 2 hour, and my target was actually here, right? So why is my target here? On the 1 hour, you can see why my target was there. This is a major area of resistance. So if we are going to be buying at any of this level, the target is going to actually be on that resistance, right? So my target was there, and price ran into 1 to 2 and then came back to stop me at a break even, because the way I manage my position is I move my stop to half. Okay, if I have a 50 pip stop loss, if price moves 1 to 1 hour in my direction, I cut the stop loss into half. That's 25 pips, right? And then when price moves 1 to 2, I move my stop loss to break even. So that's what's happened. It moved 1 to 2. It's actually happened really fast. Moved 1 to 2, and I moved my stop to break even, and price came back to stop me out. And then after it stopped me out, this level was actually gone. So the second entry I took was around here, right? So when we had this particular setup here, right, that I took, is still the same thing that happened here, which I didn't take, right? So when price tapped into that level, I was looking for buy, right, at the open of this candle. So what happened was, if I can plot a line on that candle there, so what happened was that okay, this is it, right? Price opened, made the high first, and then started to come back to the downside. So after we breached this level, and then we rejected on this candle, and the next candle closed above that level, that was my entry trigger to buy this particular pair at this time. So I bought here, and my stop loss was below here. So price pushed up a bit in our favor, and then we have a collapse in price, and then the next candle stopped me out. So what I actually missed on this is when price opened, right, it's made a high first. So this is something that I'll be very careful of going into my next trades and all of that. So if I'm looking to buy and price opens up on that candle, on that particular 1 hour candle, and makes a high first before starting, like not just make a high, but makes a very significant high before starting to pull back into my entry region, I'm not going to take it. Why? Because price, mostly the way candles move is that you see a candle open here. So if a candle opens and you see it makes a low, and then it makes a high and then close. So mostly we for bullish candle, what we have is open, low, high, and close. And for bearish candle, we have open, high, low, and close. So this was form of like an open, high, and then price started to make a low. So I'm trying to buy when price has made a high. So it's like price pushed up, buyers came in, right, pushed price up, but then sellers overcame to push price back down, and I'm buying. So it's like I'm opposing what the sellers are doing. And then you can see I got stopped out. So after I got stopped out on this was like going into 4 o'clock. So I actually re-entered at 4 o'clock. Why? Because so if we, let's say if you drag this thing down to this point now, all right, so if you drag this down to this point, this whole thing is still valid, because now we've had the break and we have the retest. So this particular candle is now like it's still valid for buys. So I'm still looking for buys to the upside, as long as price is still staying above this area, right? As long as price is still staying, once you have a body closure below this area, it's now invalidated, right? So at 4 o'clock here, this was when another entry setup made itself available, and this actually took time. So after we have this dip and we have price pushing back into this area, that was when I entered for another buy here, right? So stop loss there and target was there, right? So it's actually not a big trade. There's about 1 to 1 point, 1 to 1.9, 1 to 2, right? So I was going for 1 to 2 there, and price moved 1 to 1 into my favor. I moved stop loss from 21 pips or so. I moved this into 11 pips or 10.5 pips, and you can see price came back, stopped me out, right? And then after price has stopped me out on that one, there was actually no other suggestion or any other entry signal here for me to start buying, right? So I just totally stayed away from the market. I just totally stayed away, and you can see price moved around. This was 830. It spiked lower and then pushed, and then hits the targets this thing resistance level, and you can see how price has behaved in this area. So this was actually a very, very beautiful consolidation area. Okay, so this high, you have where the high of resistance broken, now turn support, and now we've created another resistance here. After multiple consolidation, price broke through that resistance and now came back to the test that picked up orders from this resistance here, and now you can see where price is at the moment. Okay, so that's about that for the trades I took. And then for the one I didn't take, so it turned out that the one I actually didn't take was the one that moved, was the one that made the big movement. So what happened was, why I didn't take this trade was price have already hit my targets for the day. So since price have hit that target, I was like, okay, since price have hit the target, it could just chill out for the rest of the day, right? So that was actually my thought process, right? That was my thought process. But then what happened is that price came back and tapped into this level, right? Tapped into this level. This is a rounded retest, so it's actually one of my playbook setup as well. I have 4 playbook setup that I trade. So the rounded retest came back into this level, boom, boom, and then the entry actually came from here, right? So this was the first retest candle there, and then going into 11 o'clock, so I had this retest here, but they were just wicks. So price is just throwing wicks here. There was no actual movement into that level. So price then moved into this level, and as price closed here, engulfing this bearish candle here, that was the entry. I will stop loss below this level, right? And now you can see that price has moved significantly. So it is a 1 to 19.7 hour trade on this particular setup here, but then I wasn't able to take it because of this, right? So if I have recognized that price still had a lot to do, I was actually thinking that okay, it's actually over for the day. Why? Because there was actually an entry here, right? An entry from when price wasn't able to breach below this candle. This is another playbook that I trade. It's called the volume break, right? So when price wasn't able to breach below this candle, there was an entry there. So from there, which was the initial entry to this, that was around 97 pips. So I was like, GJ could be done for 97 pips, but I didn't know it had like extra 100 pips or so to go. So that's why I didn't take this particular one. So all in all, it was actually I won't say it was a successful day because we didn't actually catch an entry, but the prediction went according to plan, right? So what's next for GBP JPY? So what's next for GBP JPY is actually price coming back into this level, right? So and then how can we be able to capitalize on this? So for us to be able to capitalize on any trade on GJ, we actually need price to come back into this level, so into this resistance level here. If price cannot come back into this resistance, then there actually wouldn't be any trade for me tomorrow. But I strongly believe that trade is going to price is going to come back into this resistance. So we need price to come back into this and take it as support for us to start buying, right? So that's basically it for GBP JPY, right? So the next is GBP USD. So GBP USD still buy setup. If we can come into this level for GBP USD, we are going to see these highs, right? So for GJ, the bias is to come back into this level and then to the upside. Okay, yeah, that's it. Come to this level and then we can move to the upside for GBP JPY. Sorry, GBP USD. For Euro USD, Euro USD is currently sitting at this area of resistance. Alright, so you're sitting at this area of resistance, and there's huge possibility that this resistance could break. Right, huge possibility that this resistance could break, but I need to be very, very careful on trying to take trades at this resistance, because price might just decide to just sink from this resistance. So we need to be very, 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 very careful on our decisions on this resistance, right? So a major point of call for Euro will be a test of this level. So if Euro test this level, it can suggest that yes, there's an initiative to start buying Euro, right, from this level here at 1.0898. But then we are at resistance, so we need to be very careful on that. But still then we have Euro still buy confirmation. We have Euro buy confirmation once this happens. So we see how I'll manage that position and how it actually plays out. But Euro is still buy, just like GBP USD. Anything else? So for NZD-USD, I've already mentioned that I will not be trading NZD-USD, but I will not be trading NZD-USD and GBP-JPY. But then NZD-USD as well has a setup here for a potential rollover, right? Potential reversal. So if we reverse from here on NZD-USD, we can come back into this area of support. So the point of call will be this. Right, so it's already tapped into that level. So if I was trading this, I will be active on this by tomorrow morning for sell positions, but I will not be active on this. And this is the last time I will be analyzing this particular pair. Okay, so let's see how everything goes for tomorrow. GBP AUD buy, GBP NZD sell, GBP USD buy, and Euro USD buy. Right, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the updates on how all of these setups actually played out.